结婚？结什么婚？我告诉你，你现在就是白送一个老婆，我都不要。
Marriage? Why would I get married? Let me tell you, even if you gave me a wife for free right now, I wouldn't want her. Do you know what marriage really means? Marriage means becoming a workhorse, got it? If you don't believe me, let me break down the cost for you. Do you need to pay a bride price when you get married? You do, right? Do you need to buy a car? You do, right? Do you need a house for the wedding? Of course you do. Aren't these all high expenses? If I get married during every holiday, won't I have to buy gifts for my father-in-law? Won't I have to give red envelopes to my girlfriend's relatives and friends? Won't I have to buy bags and cosmetics for my girlfriend every holiday? Brothers, aren't these all high expenses? If you don't pay for these, you won't be able to get a wife, right? So tell me, why should I get a wife? I can eat my fill alone, and no one else goes hungry. I live freely by myself, with no burdens at all. Some people say it's wrong for me to stay single all my life. Have you actually done the math? Do you know how much it costs to get married these days? Just the bride price alone is at least 288,000 yuan. And what about the house? Of course the man has to pay for that. Nowadays, even in an ordinary county town, for a basic apartment, the down payment is at least 200,000 yuan. And that doesn't even include the mortgage you'll have to pay off for decades. That's already over 1 million yuan. When you get married, don't you want to buy a car to save face? And a car costs at least more than 100,000 yuan, right? See? The moment I get married, I become a slave to the house, a slave to the car, and a slave to the marriage. Tell me, what's in it for me? You ask me, if I don't carry this burden now, what will I do when I'm old? When I'm old, it's simple. If I get a small illness, I'll tough it out. If I get a serious one, I'll go straight to heaven. If it gets really bad, I'll just go to a nursing home. Besides, you get married, and what if it goes wrong and you end up divorced? Suppose I get divorced after just 5 days of marriage. Even then, the bride price I gave will not be returned by the woman. If she gave birth to my child, that's one thing. But if there's not even a child, I'd still have to give her half my property after the divorce, and she won't return a single yuan of the bride price. If we can't come to an agreement, I might even end up leaving the marriage with nothing. Also, after getting married, if I go out to work for a few years, and then you say you want to divorce me, claiming I wasn't home, claiming I never fulfilled my duties as a father or a husband, you want to divorce me and make me leave with nothing? Every month I give my wife 8,000 yuan of my salary, and in the end, she says I didn't fulfill my responsibilities, and still wants me to leave with nothing. How is that fair? Many women say that making money is what a man is supposed to do, and being present is also what a man is supposed to do, that I can't just earn money without providing emotional support. Well then let me ask you, when I'm busy working, don't I come home during holidays? Don't I come back when I have time to visit? And what happens? When I'm at home spending time with my wife, she says I'm useless because I'm not earning money. When I'm out making money, she says I haven't fulfilled my responsibilities as a father or a husband. Then what's the point of marriage? What's marriage even for? Is marriage just about being a lifelong workhorse? I work so hard outside to earn all this money and give it all to you. The bride price is given to you, the car and house are bought for you, the mortgages are paid by me, my salary is handed over to you every month, and in the end? I get no kid, no house, no wife, and I'm kicked out with nothing. Wouldn't I have wasted my whole life? Some people also say that getting married is about fulfilling your parents' wishes. Of course they hope their children will get married early. But what I want to say is, don't talk to me about fulfilling your parents' wishes, don't use moral pressure, and don't talk about carrying on the family line, okay? If the purpose of marriage is just to continue the family line, then what exactly am I passing down? Am I passing down our old pots and pans? Am I passing down our 2 mu of land? Or am I passing down our home mortgage and car loan? Or is it that I'm just letting my child come to this world to experience the same hardships? So I say, I eat my fill alone, and no one else goes hungry. I eat when I want, I drink when I want. Why should I overthink everything? Some friends even ask me, do you just not plan to get married for now, or are you never planning to get married in this life? Actually, it's not that I don't want to get married, it's that I don't dare to. Why don't I dare? First, I don't dare to get married, and second, I can't afford to get married. The cost is so high. Just getting married takes at least over 1 million yuan. My parents are rural folks from the bottom of society. I'm from the countryside too. I don't have much education, right? And to get married, we'd spend our life savings on the bride price, car loan, house loan, over 1 million yuan gone. After years of hard work, all we get is a wedding and nothing else. So tell me, what's the point of spending our life savings just to get married? And don't think that just because your parents throw you a wedding banquet, buy you a house and a car, that means you'll be happy. Actually, that's not the case. Marriage is about two people living life together, you understand? It's about mutual understanding and compromise. And most importantly, the bride price is supposed to be support from both families to the new couple. Not one family doing poverty relief for the other, get it? The reason why I don't dare to get married, why I don't want to get married, why I can't afford to get married, it's all because of these things. First, I don't dare to get married because I'm afraid I'll get divorced. And if I get divorced, the bride price won't be returned, and I'll have to split my assets with her. If it goes badly, I might have to leave with nothing. In the end, I could end up with nothing. Not the person, not the money. So tell me, why should I get married? What's the meaning of marriage for me? Right now, every day I think about what nice food I'll have for my next meal. And you married folks? You're thinking about how to repay your car loan, your mortgage. Some women even say that men like me are just lying flat and giving up on life, that I'm not a responsible man at all? I want to say, who am I responsible for? Responsibility should be mutual, right? The greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. I have such little ability, so I don't need to take on any big responsibility. Don't talk to me about lofty ideals, and don't bother with all those fairy tale love stories. If something is meaningless, I just won't do it. I've gone through so many bad blind dates in the past. Now I've finally figured it out. I plan to go on a road trip next year, live life on my own terms. After all, I've been working since middle school. I've worked for more than 10 years, and I've saved up some money. As long as I don't get married, as long as I stay away from car loans, house loans, and marriage. Let me tell you, that's enough for a lifetime. Seriously, it's enough. I spend 30 yuan a day, and I can't even use it all up. In this life, you shouldn't live for others, you should live for yourself. I've made up my mind. I'll live however makes me happy.
Nowadays, there's a phenomenon happening in China. Many young people are no longer willing to date, nor are they in a hurry to get married. Out of curiosity, I went online to take a look, and what I found was shockingly consistent. The overwhelming majority of young people are telling you the same thing. Don't date, don't get married. A male netizen shared his own experience. He said that back when he got married, just the banquet alone, feeding all the guests, cost a total of 500,000 yuan. He also gave the bride's family a bride price of 100,000 yuan, and for the 5 golds and 3 golds, traditional gift customs, he spent another 100,000 yuan or so. During the 5 years of their marriage, he spent about 500,000 yuan on his ex-wife. And in the end, they still got divorced, and he ended up compensating her another 300,000 yuan when they split the assets. Looking back on this marriage now, I really want to ask, what exactly did this marriage bring me? Was it happiness? Or was it just a complete and utter financial disaster? Looking at other netizen stories, they're just as shocking. One person said he used to run a small shop, and he could steadily save 20,000 to 30,000 yuan a month. But ever since he got a girlfriend, he was overdrawing every month and still couldn't cover all the spending. Expenses just kept piling up. Not long after, the shop went under. And the most ironic part, as soon as the shop closed, the girlfriend turned around and immediately got with someone else, without even looking back. Now, he lives alone, makes 9,000 yuan a month, and can't even spend it all. He's already saved over 200,000 yuan in the past few years. Another netizen went even further. He directly posted a screenshot of his bank account showing his savings for being single for 7 years. Once the screenshot was shared, everyone was stunned. 600,000 yuan, lying there in the account, clear as day, no exaggeration at all. Isn't that the strongest proof for the staying single saves money theory? Some people are even more blunt. They gave a piece of advice. Young people should avoid these 3 loans in their lifetime: a mortgage, a car loan, and raising a child. Because once you carry all 3 mountains on your back at the same time, it's almost impossible to ever turn your life around again. It seems that in the face of real-life pressure, marriage is no longer just a matter of emotions. It's also a massive financial burden. More and more young people are starting to question, why should I get married? Is it really worth it? So, what do you think about this phenomenon, that so many young people today are choosing not to get married? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. I'm really looking forward to hearing your voice. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.